Welcome. Thank you for coming out tonight. My name's Timothy Goodwin. I'm Executive Director for Wolfeboro Community Television. We're here at Wolfeboro Town Hall with staff and board members that are supporting our program. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you to the public for coming out tonight. We appreciate your support of the candidates. And Wolfeboro Community Television is a 501c3 nonprofit, nonpartisan organization with studios provided in the Lakes Region Technology Center at Kingswood Regional High School. WCTV is live broadcasting tonight. We're also recording so that you can watch it again later on YouTube and on our Channel 25, which is also streamed on BreezeLine, Channel 9002. And you'll hopefully watch that over again to get to know these folks before you vote on March 10th. We have tonight representatives or candidates that are from the Governor Wentworth Regional School District, state representatives for the special election that we're having, and candidates for the offices of boards and committees here in the town of Wolfeboro. This program will be a bit different from the past candidate events, and here are our guidelines. We are still a little bit working on how this program will work for WCTV. We took this challenge on to host Candidates Night several years ago, but not that long ago. We passed on it last year as there were no contested seats. However, we wanted you to see all the candidates, so we've invited everyone, potentially. There's not 29 here, but 29 people are running for various seats that'll be on our ballot. Well, there won't be that many on the ballot, but one of them, I believe, is a write-in. And anyway, we're here for you to see these folks. Here's a quick look at how we're going to do this. The intention is to allow all the candidates equal time to present themselves. We ask the candidates for no negative campaigning, where in fact we will not allow it. Please only talk about yourself and not anyone else. There are no tables tonight and only one microphone for the candidates. We have chairs on stage for the candidates, and we can provide a chair if needed. If a candidate can't stand for their 3-minute presentation, we'll grab a chair and bring it up for them to sit in as they speak to you. We're asking for a 3-minute elevator speech. We'll get to that. I'll first ask you to step up to the microphone, introduce yourself and the position for which you are running. Please give only your name and the office for which you're campaigning, and then get right back to your seat so that we have plenty of time for your presentations. Then each candidate will be called back to the microphone for up to 3 minutes to state their platform and answer any questions he or she might anticipate or have heard along the way so that people know where they stand on the issues at hand for that office. Candidates, we have a timer to help you know how much time is left for your presentation. We say thank you to Tisha and her helpers, who are Kayla and Phil and Mary, are helping with our timing tonight to keep us all on track, so thank you for doing that. If you get done early, that's okay. You may fill your extra few seconds with some happy thoughts or go back to your seat, and that will give us extra time for our mingle moment, which I'll talk about in just a moment. We will need to cut you off after 3 minutes, however, so as to be fair to all of the candidates. At the end of your elevator speech presentations, we will give each candidate a third time at the microphone for any closing thoughts within a 2-minute window. This will also be timed. I should have showed you how to change the timer. I'll do that. You'll figure it out. Send us off with your happy thoughts and give us some confidence that we should vote for you on March 10th. There will be no questions from the audience nor from the moderator tonight. We anticipate that there should be a 15-minute mingle moment at the end where people, you the people, may come up to you, the candidates, and personally ask you some questions. We will not shut the cameras off, but the microphones will be shut down. So we're not listening in on your conversation, but we want to see that happening in the room. So go to your corner, catch somebody, have a great conversation, get your questions answered directly from the candidate for yourself. Hopefully they'll have answered that before you even meet with them this evening anyway. We do have to have a hard stop at 9 o'clock tonight. All candidates for various offices or positions have been invited. There was a press release in the Granite State News last week. We posted the press release on our Facebook and Instagram social media platforms, and I've tried really, really hard to call or connect with each of you. I know the school board candidates got an email from the school system. Each candidate has 3 minutes to present themselves, state their platform, answer any anticipated questions that the public might have about you, or state issues important to you at the microphone here on the stage. We say thank you to our timekeeper, Tisha. We did that, and her helpers, Kayla and Mary and Phil. A green card, you'll see the green card, there it is, demonstration, we held by our producer in the front row to indicate 3-minute time that the microphone has begun. A yellow card will tell you there's about 30 seconds left, that's your warning, and then the red card will start to wave as the lights flash on that timer. You can all see it says 3 minutes right now. That'll start to flash as well at 10 seconds, and you want to be wrapped up by the time it hits 0. And there's a really quiet, it sounds like it's really loud if you're anywhere other than in this room, is a buzzer horn that will go off. And at that point, we may have to cut your microphone off, but don't make us do that, please. Be considerate of these others. We note that there are only 2 microphones being used, one by me and one by the candidate who is speaking. We're not having a table full of microphones as you've seen in the past. We don't have questions and answer time, so there's no need for multiple microphones. Please note that in this format, there are no audience or moderator questions after the candidates have completed their introductions. A 15-minute period for a candidate mingle with the audience will take place. To be fair to all our candidates, we ask the audience refrain from applause, please, comments, responses, loudness, or any other noises. So please just listen to our candidates. Don't hoot and holler for their thing that is close to your heart. Just make a note of it mentally so that when you're ready to vote, you vote for the right person. And to be fair to our audience and to our viewers at home, we ask the candidates to respectfully keep their presentations concise about themselves. Please do not attempt to address the platform or the character of any other candidates. WCTV Community, Wolfeboro Community Television is providing this program as an event for you, the public, to listen to each candidate. Voters will be able to rewatch this event on BreezeLine, Channel 25, stream on BreezeLine, Channel 9002, and on the Wolfeboro Community TV YouTube channel. With that said, there are 2 candidates that I would like to have come up. We're going to have them do their introduction and their 3-minute piece. They'll practice for everybody else before we go back to introducing everyone else. And that is because one of them has a family issue with health at home, and another one has another meeting to get to. So I'm going to ask, with your help here, if Michelle Hollett, could you come up? Tell us, give us your name, what you're running for, do your 3-minute speech, and then say thank you to everybody before you walk off stage. Thank you.
This microphone or over there?
This one right there. Yeah. We'll set it.
Thank you. Sure.
Out there. There you go.
Hi, my name is Michelle Hollett, and I'm running for a 3-year position on the Wolfeboro Public Library Board of Trustees. I lived in Wolfeboro for 5 years with my husband and 3 children, and many years ago I was a reporter for the Granite State News and covered a lot of things all over the town. The library has played such a critical role in my family's life and my children's development over the years. We have been entertained at events, learned new skills during workshops, and supplemented my kids' homeschool education with a diverse assortment of hundreds of books. I am running to be a trustee because I believe strongly in the transformative power of public libraries for every person, no matter their age, and I would like to play a role in ensuring that our library continues to be a welcoming environment of knowledge and growth. If elected as trustee, I intend to support the library's mission and its staff in providing high-quality resources, programs, and services for the community every day. I'm an advocate of diverse materials and programming in order to be inclusive of the interests and needs of as many patrons as possible. In addition, the library requires a reasonable budget and strategic policies to maintain the services that are working well and adapt to the community's needs in the future. As times and technology change, so must the library, and I'm excited about the possibilities. My main priority as a trustee would be to help the Wolfeboro Public Library remain a supportive, trustworthy hub of learning, fun, and opportunity in our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michelle. And we graciously give you leave. Yep. And then Dale Fincher also is going to need to head right out. So we'd ask that you go ahead. Same thing, give us your name, what you're running for, do your 3-minute speech.
Absolutely.
All right.
Perfect. When I found out that Glenn Cordelli had resigned from this seat, I was asking a lot of locals who is going to fill the Republican position, who's going to run on the ticket. And after talking to a lot of people, the question was turned around on me and says, why don't you? Me. Okay. So after we talked and discussed for a while, I even had Jeb Bradley support. You represent the values and the deep commitments that we have here in Wolfeboro. You would be a great candidate to run. And so, like Temple Grandin said in that great movie, I saw a door and I walked through it. My name is Dale Fincher. I'm state rep candidate for Wolfeboro, Tuftonboro, and Ossipee. Since I was age 10, I came up to New Hampshire and for summer camps, all the way till my mid-20s. I also came up here often in the wintertime, learned how to snow ski, learned how to snowmobile up in these parts. I came of age here, and I was so thankful that 6 years ago I was able to bring my family here to my home away from home so we can make it a permanent home for ourselves. On January 20th, it was a very blistery day, but we had 1,250 Republicans voting on the Republican ballot. It caught so much attention across the state, they were wondering, what on earth are you doing in your campaign there in Wolfeboro to get so many people to show up in bad weather day? I'm like, I don't know, maybe it was my platform. No income tax, no sales tax, no statewide property tax with the donor-receiver town type of school budget so that we are not paying higher taxes. I mean, we're paying high enough taxes as it is, aren't we? Maybe it's because I support education freedom accounts to make sure that every family has an opportunity to have the education that fits the child. Maybe it's because I believe that boys should stay out of girls' locker rooms and out of girls' sports, because in old New Hampshire, boys were boys and girls were girls, and that's the way it ought to be. But as I was campaigning, I was discovering something in the undercurrent that you don't read in the op-ed pieces and the letters to the editor, or when you go to select board meetings and hear about policy. It's a deeper thing going on in the underbelly of Wolfeboro, and I heard it often. We're losing trust. And you hear about the vitriol of many people in our town. Sometimes it's just a vocal minority. I felt it in my campaign, how people will throw all sorts of skepticism at you, rewrite narratives about you, make up names for you. I've seen businesses called saying, what are you doing? Why would you even support that guy? And giving these kinds of threats. I mean, I'm just me. I'm here to answer the questions. I have more public events than any other candidate in the primary and in the general. And I'm here to serve this town, to lower the temperature, to bring common sense solutions. I'm approachable, and my friends say that I'm likable. And I cannot wait to serve. So on March 10th, we have a door that's opening, and we together can walk through it. You can find out more information at dalefinchernh.com. I am Dale Fincher, and thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Dale. Now we'll go back to our plan and ask, we'll come across, if you would come across, come state your name, the position you're running for, and then Linda, if you could come right next, and we'll just come right down this line.
Good evening, folks. My name is Rick Eaton, and I'm running for the open position of the Wolfeboro Police Commission.
David.
I'm Linda Murray, and I'm seeking re-election to the Wolfeboro Select Board.
I am Dave Senecal, and I'm running for position on the Select Board.
I'm Kirsten Burke, and I'm running for the school board.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brendan Gaughran, and I am running for school board, Tuftonboro contested position.
Sebastian, and I'm running for a position on the select board.
Tom Bell, running for the open position on the police commission.
Go ahead, the other one.
I'm Jonathan Rutley, and I'm running for a position on the budget committee.
I'm Roger Murray, and I'm running for re-election to the Wolfeboro Planning Board.
My name is Brody Deshays, and I'm running for an open seat on the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
My name is Tom Bickford, and I'm running for my second term on the school board.
Hi, community member Bobbi Boudman, running for state representative in the special election.
Hello, Suzanne Ryan. I live in Northeast Wolfeboro, and I'm running for the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Hello, my name is Bob Suffer, and I'm running for re-election on the Budget Committee.
I'm Linda Wilberton, and I'm running for library trustee position.
I'm Sharon Morigliano, and I'm running for library trustee.
I'm Jillian Luby, and I'm running for supervisor of the checklist.
My name's Brian Black, and I'm running for re-election to the Budget Committee.
Hi, I'm John MacDonald, and I'm running for re-election to the Budget Committee.
Thank you. We appreciate all of you letting us know who you are. So that's your first presentation. So we're going to have your face show up on this video that's being put together by Wolfeboro TV 3 times. So there's your first shot. I've asked Bobbi Boudman to come up. She's going to follow. Since Dale Fincher's got to go already, we'd like to have you go ahead and be next.
Talk about putting me on the spot here.
On the spot.
On the spot. Bobbi Boudman again. This like craziness over here, wow. I have stepped up because as a community member, I think that everyone in this room, we can realize that Concord has started harming us in ways that we all can see on our property taxes. So before I get into that, I'm going to go that way because I think most of you know me, but there are a few new faces in the room. So quickly, Bobbi Boudman, I grew up food insecurity, not in the best growing up years. My father was a veteran. I'm the proverbial, I guess, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, get out there, move on, better your life. Took me about 12 years to get my undergrad, then I got my master's. My husband and I, after 15 years of marriage, decided that we wanted to have a child, and I gave up my career and became a mom and stepped into the full-time mom life in Wolfeboro here. And we just immersed ourselves in life here, my whole family, whether it be my husband portraying General Wolf for years and years, or if, you know, at the theater, garden clubs, and 68 Hours of Hunger, and then started really getting involved more on local boards, the budget committee, ad hoc committees, stepping in, seeing things that were going on. I am not a tagline. I am not someone who's going to get up here and say to you or promise you something that you have not already seen me fight for. Last year, I proposed a warrant article to make sure that our property taxes, that the state couldn't take them and then hand them over to other towns without them being auditable, without them having right-to-know laws to watch where our funding was going for things like school vouchers. Our taxes, I think probably everyone in this room can understand this, our property taxes have gone through the roof. And part of that are the decisions that have been made in Concord by passing down and artificially assessing our values on our properties higher than inflation rates. So how many of you watched your property go up more than 2 times, double what it was? That's a lot more than inflation. I am running out of time. So I am going to make sure I come back at the other 2 minutes and I can talk more about our property taxes and what my plan is to help us. Thanks.
Thank you, Bobbi. I'm going to ask Tom Bickford, running for a school board member at large, if you'd come up.
Do you need a chair? Do you need a chair? No, I think I'll. Okay. Thank you very much. Yep. Hello, my name's Tom Bickford, as I said before. This is going to be a little brief and a little scrambled because my phone decided to scramble my notes. Let's see. I was appointed to the board in 2022 and then elected to the board in 2023. During my past 3+ years on the school board, I have served on all the committees, including building and maintenance, finance, human resources, and community relations. I've seen, over this time, I've seen increasing transparency between the administration and the school board, with the administration providing us with increasingly more information on the financials of the district, which is helpful in us and not only setting the budget, but also in reviewing the budget as it's being spent on a month-to-month basis. In increasing safety for the staff and students, the administration has completed and the physical hardening of our school buildings against active shooters and completed the New Hampshire Department of Homeland Security's class on handling emergencies and active shooters. Board members participated with other committee members in creating the district strategic plan. In regards to the proficiency scores that I've heard a lot about, I agree with the folks that say we need to increase those. It will be a matter of finding what the different ways are to do it. It's not a one answer type of thing. It's holistic. There are so many different ways, and the board and the administration has started by feeding some of the kids that are hungry when they come in. I shouldn't say the board. The taxpayers have decided to give free lunch and breakfast to kids that are entitled to that. And I'd just like to say that I'm looking forward to improving our transparency with the community. I'm being waved off. And also providing better oversight on the financial operations of the district. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Is Dr. Manning here tonight? Dr. James B. Manning's running as a school board representative from Brookfield. Brendan Gaughran. Did I say it right?
No, Gaughran, but that's close enough. That's pretty darn good, actually.
I'll get it right one of these times.
So my name's Brendan Gaughran, and I am running for school board Tuftonboro. I have lived in Tuftonboro for 6 years. I am on the Tuftonboro budget committee. I've been on that committee for 3 years. I own my own business. I've been in consulting. Most of my work in consulting was in change management, lean management, operations. Okay, so my job was to improve the overall efficiency of whatever operation I was looking at. There's lots of things that I bring to the school board in terms of a skill set. I have managed budgets of over $3 billion, multiple divisions, Fortune 500 companies. Lots of these things require a great deal of managerial experience. I have that. I have my MBA. Now, I am running on a platform of financial responsibility, on scholastic excellence, and on transparency. As far as financial discipline, this year in particular, the school board has handed us a budget of somewhere around 4% increase. But when you look a little closer, the portion that is on the taxpayer is quite a bit more. And I believe that this is where, this year in particular, is where the school board probably should have considered a little bit more fiscal discipline. We lost a contract with Huggins Hospital. That is unfortunate. That expense is now on our books. There is a warrant article out there for an additional layer of management at $135,000 plus benefits. I don't think that this is an appropriate use of our tax dollars at this point. That's just my opinion. When it comes to scholastic excellence, I'm quite aware that we have phenomenal faculty, phenomenal, way above average. But our proficiency scores and our SAT scores are not reflective. There is a disjunct here. I want to get in there and take a look at these variables that are an obstacle for progress. And our job, is incumbent upon the school board to make that, to push that out of the way, to enable the teachers to do what they do best. And those proficiency scores will increase. Lastly, transparency. I've spoken to a lot of folks in the district about transparency. They are a little frustrated with the amount of information that they are getting. I love the SAU office, spoke to them quite a bit. That SAU website, that needs updating. I thank you for your support.
Thank you, Brendan. Please hold your applause. Kirsten Burke.
Good evening. My name is Kirsten Burke, and I have had the honor of serving on the Governor Wentworth Regional School District Board for the past year. I'm running for election because I want to continue serving our community, supporting our teachers, and helping every child in our district reach their full potential. My husband and I have raised 5 children in this district. 4 of them are currently enrolled, attending Tuftonboro, the middle school, and the high school, and 1 has graduated from Kingswood and is now off at college. My husband grew up here and attended the same schools our children attend today, which gives our family deep personal connection to this district. I'm deeply invested in our schools and committed to helping them succeed. Over the past 12 years, I've volunteered extensively in our schools, from PTCO to Kingswood football boosters, field trips, winter sports, and other classroom activities. My educational background is in family and human services, and that gives me insight into supporting children, families, and teachers effectively. I have a great deal of respect for my fellow board members and the administration. We do not always agree, but we work together in the best interest of children. Every decision I make starts with students in mind, but I also know that teachers are the ones who make learning happen every day. Supporting our teachers with resources, training, and encouragement they need is essential to helping every child succeed. Proficiency levels matter, but what matters even more is how we support each child and the teachers who guide them day by day in our classrooms and in our schools. I also believe in responsible stewardship of our community's resources. This year, I helped bring forward a budget that comes in lower than the default, while still maintaining the program, support, and staff our schools need. I also had the opportunity to sit on the Wolfeboro CIP this past year, which gave me additional insight into the town and school planning. Being smart with every dollar ensures our schools remain sustainable and well-managed for the future. Transparency and communication are essential. Our monthly financials are posted online for anyone to review. We provide updates through newsletters and WCTV videos. I will continue working to make sure everyone has clear access to what's happening in our schools. I'm a collaborative, hard worker, And I'm committed to financial stewardship and transparency. I believe parents should be actively involved in their child's education because these children are our future, the future of our town. With an aging community, it's essential that we educate them well so they can grow up, contribute, and give back to the place that we all call home. Thank you for trusting me to serve and allowing me to put our students, teachers, and community first. Please vote for me, Kirsten Burke.
Thank you, Kirsten. Dayna House in the house? Nope. Dayna's running as our Wolfeboro representative. Kaitlin Murphy, did she come out tonight? Is running as moderator. So we'll move to the town of Wolfeboro offices. Pat Waterman is not here tonight. She's celebrating a birthday. Today's her birthday, so she's running as our town clerk once again. Randy Walker was going to come and be in the audience. Are you here with us, Randy? Nope. That's okay. He's running again to be our moderator. Catherine Dragonfly. Did we have somebody to read something for her? No. Okay. She's running for the select board. So that brings us right down. This is good. This will give us good mingle time. Linda Murray, come on up to the microphone.
With 20 years of experience on the select board, I offer valuable institutional knowledge and a deep commitment to serving the Wolfeboro community, where my husband and I have worked, raised our 3 children, and where our grandchildren live. I bring a unique, multi-generational perspective to select board discussions. I worked with the select board to submit a bare bones 2026 operating budget to the budget committee, in which we reduced the cost of unfilled but open positions, reduced operating costs wherever possible. 2 consecutive years of default budgets requires that 3 years of non-union wages, 3 years of increased costs for operating material, and increase to health insurance had to be incorporated into the 2026 operating budget. Another default budget would require the select board to find funds to cover non-union wages and benefits and to reduce the operating materials and possibly staff. I support the 2026 operating budget to adequately pay our staff and provide them with the materials to continue to provide excellent service to the Wolfeboro citizens. Capital projects and new positions are presented as separate warrant articles. To ensure transparency and allow voters to make informed decisions about specific initiatives and their associated costs, I believe this approach empowers residents to choose which project and positions to support. Before supporting the transition from a private to a town-run ambulance service, I thoroughly reviewed the analysis from the town manager, fire chiefs, MRI report, and the ad hoc ambulance committee. All recommended the town operate its own ambulance service. I support warrant Article 3. As projected 2027 revenue and expenses, it will cost the taxpayer less than contracting with a private provider. Protecting our water bodies is vital to the health of our community and local economy. I support identifying the source of water entering Wolfeboro Bay dockside pipe and working with New Hampshire DES on permanent solution. As a member of the Wolfeboro Waters Committee, I have worked on stormwater management issues in key areas such as Rust Pond and supported water quality initiatives such as cyanobacteria bloom identification and water sampling. Our police department needs reliable tools, including vehicles. After reviewing the documents on cruisers' condition, I support warrant Article 7 for 2 cruisers to maintain adequate number of police vehicles for effective service.
Thank you, Linda. David, come on up. You want us to bring the microphone to you? I can do that. Okay.
I'm Dave Senecal. I'm going to just follow up on what Linda said, because those are some of the things I was going to mention to you people as well. But I will tell you that she did mention the pipe downtown. That's under control at this point. We are going to dig it up in the spring, find out what's really going on. The contractor who did the work said that the pipe has been crushed. The sump pump that's in that basement has now been put into our town sewer system, so that has been eliminated. Libby Museum is another thing that we have dealt with over the past year. I don't know if any of you know, but that building is constructed pretty strangely. There was an inside wall and an outside wall and a big cavity in between where air flows. And that's the problem that we've found in the last couple of years. Has been noticed that the back wall has been bulging out. That has been stabilized at this point. The selectmen are looking at possibility of new trustees for the Libby Museum. But my background has been, I was on the budget committee here for many years before I ran for selectman. I have been a selectman for the last 15 years, which I have enjoyed a lot. I have also, my background is in planning and zoning and building inspector. I have worked for 3 different towns. I have a total of 25 years in that industry, so I have a pretty good background as far as planning and zoning and what happens and how it works, which I've helped some of the people here in town with some of those issues. So overall, I think that I'm very qualified to be a selectman, and I would look for you to support me again. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Sebastian. No, we said we're gonna save those minutes for our mingle time, mingle moment.
All right. So I'm Sebastian Tordonato, as I said before. And I just want to set the record straight on one thing. For those of you that have been following me at my Facebook posts, I'm the actual candidate, not my dog Winston. So now that we've got that aside, I want to tell you a little bit about me. I've been coming up here for the past 50 years. I've been a resident, part-time or full-time resident here for 50 years. I got introduced to Wolfeboro through my wife, who I've been married to for 50 years. My wife and I have 2 children. I have 3 grandchildren. I would like the lake to still be around when they grow up and have use of it. My background is in engineering. I'm an engineer by training. I have a BS degree in mechanical engineering and metallurgy from the University of Connecticut. I have an MS degree in applied mechanics from RPI. So I know a little bit about technical stuff. I can read a blueprint, and I can tell you when something's right or wrong. Now, I guess you asked us to anticipate the questions and try to answer them ourselves. So the question I get most of all is, why are you running? Well, I see some problems, and I'd like to use my technical expertise, my managerial expertise, and my financial expertise to try to solve them, help out. One of the biggest problems I see is it's a lot of dysfunction that I've witnessed, a lot of bickering. I'd like to be able to be the bridge between some of the factions that are going on and try to smooth things over. I have 3 things that are real hot topic items in Wolfeboro. Dave has touched on 2 of them, which is the Libby Museum and the pipe under the dock. I would say that for the Libby Museum, I don't think it should be bulldozed. It's an iconic landmark. It shouldn't be neglected. It should be taken care of. I'm in favor of finding new trustees to let them restore it, rebuild it, whatever needs to be done, let them run it. The pipe, my big problem with that is we need to find what the root cause of the problem is. We don't just need to cover the pipe or do something. We want to find what the root cause of it, what was causing the nastiness going into the lake, and eliminate that. The number one thing that I have found to be on people's minds is taxes, property taxes. They've been going up at a rate of 10% a year. They tend to double every 7 years when you do that. I want to try to bend the curve over. I know I can't stop it, Immediately, I want to try to bend the curve over and try to slow down the escalation. I'll be around after if you want to ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian. And then Lee Hessler, trustee of the trust funds. Is Lee here? No. All right. We're going to go to page 2, which means we're halfway done, right? No, we're more than that, actually. Tom Bell, Police Commission.
Thank you. I'd like to thank WCTV as well as all the participants in the room today. I'm not sure. I've been a Wolfeboro resident for 16 years. I grew up summers here since the 60s with family. I've been on the budget committee for 9 years, and of those 9 years, 8 have been as the liaison between the budget committee and the police department. I've attended probably 85% of the police commission meetings for over 2 decades, I'm sorry, a decade. Which has given me some valuable insight into the organization, the personnel, the budgeting, how all that has worked, and the governance aspects of both the department and the commission. Additional civil service here in Wolfeboro. I've been for 6 years on the trustees committee at the New Hampshire Boat Museum, as well as the recording secretary. I'm currently on the Board of Governors at the Corinthian Yacht Club and responsible for marine operations there. I'm also on the board of Sawmill Marina. Most recently, I've been asked to join the board of the Wright Museum as their treasurer. I have 50 years of business experience, financial, strategic planning, management, and corporate governance, which I think is a complementary aspect to what the current 2 police commissioners have, which are primarily law enforcement backgrounds. So what I'd like to do is take the opportunity to talk with you there's 2 more minutes afterwards on what I've done in terms of initiatives to work with the police department and the police commission in improving their results, as well as initiatives or opportunities that I think I can add as a member of the police commission to the future of the police commission. So that'll be round 2.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Richard Eaton.
Good evening, folks. And again, my name is Rick Eaton, and I'm here running for the open position on the Police Commission. And the reason I'm here tonight, just like a lot of you folks, is because I care about this town. I've lived here for well over 40 years, raised a family of 4 kids, 10 grandkids, 3 of which are in the school system here in Wolfeboro. And like I said, I care a lot about this town. I care about the police department, and I want to see it successful. I know we've had kind of a rocky path in the last few years, and I've made it a point to get to know a lot of the officers, past and present, trying to find out where things can improve, what we can do to try to make it better for them. I think it's important for us to have some real positive teamwork, and that's got to come down from the management down through the ranks. My background, I don't have any law enforcement background, but I've run a construction company for over 30 years, and I was an airline captain for about 12 years, which has given me a tremendous amount of management exposure. And I think I've done a good job in being able to communicate with people. And my goal is to be able to put what I've learned over the years in my professional life into working with the police commission and the police department to try to improve things that need improvement. And I think it's important that we have a strong police department. So thank you for your time, right?
Thank you, Dick. Brian Black is running for Budget Committee.
Hi, my name is Brian Black. I've been a resident of Wolfeboro since 1980, a homeowner since 1982. My wife and I have raised our kids here, two kids, and when our grandson comes up to visit, we like to take advantage of the opportunities, the recreational opportunities that Wolfeboro has to offer. I've been, in 1980, I started a career with the Wolfeboro Police Department. I worked for the town for 26 years, retired in 2006, and began a second career at Goodhue and Hawkins Navy Yard. That was an industry that I worked at as a teenager in New Jersey. Once retiring from the police department, I still wanted to maintain a connection with the town, so I've been on the budget committee. I just completed 18 years on the budget committee, and I'd like to continue to contribute to the committee. Obviously, being involved for so many years, we've seen a lot of changes. The town has evolved. There's been a lot of good projects that have been completed in Wolfeboro over the years. If you take a look at some of the capital projects that have been presented and voted and approved over the years, it's it's been gratifying. The situation with the default budget for the last 2 years has been a struggle. I've seen the town staff work hard to make adjustments, but we certainly got the message on the budget committee, and we do strive every year to keep a reasonable and a common sense budget. My contributions to the budget committee, I like to think that my comments are based on common sense and the fact that there's a large portion of taxpayers that are not able to vote. There's a lot of non-resident taxpayers that contribute to our budget.
Thank you, sir. We'll give you another 2 minutes in a little bit. John MacDonald, Budget Committee.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John MacDonald. I've been living in Wolfeboro now for about 66 years. I know it's hard to believe my youthful appearance, but I have been. Seen a lot of changes over the years. My first in time, my earliest memories were where Nolan's is. There used to be a gas station. That was a mobile station. Where Meredith Village Bank is, there used to be a Senecal station. Where the Yum Yum shop is, that used to be a golf station. Then, of course, we had the Texaco station over here where the Citizens Bank is. And then probably one of the big changes we made is the park. Where the park was used to be a gas station. You had all those elements, oil and gasoline flowing into the lake. Back when I was a kid, there wasn't a lot of things for kids to do or people to do. We depended on just running around town in the summertime. There wasn't any special programs for us to do. And we've come a long way with that. We've got a good Parks and Rec department. The hockey rink, we used to skate over at Brewster on the Brewster Field. We've got our own facility. Abenacky's changed. We've got a nice lodge, and it's running good with the Friends of Abenaki. The town library was down in where the planning board is. This here used to be a movie theater. I can remember coming to the movies here when I was a kid. I think it was like $1.25 to get in. The police station, the police department used to be down by Pat Waterman's offices. I can remember 55 years ago when we built the original police station. And now the time's run out, we had to replace it and make it bigger because we've grown. My background, I retired at a 30-year career in law enforcement. I retired from the New Hampshire State Police. I then went to law school. I passed the bar in Massachusetts. So don't ask me for any free legal advice for New Hampshire. And I've been on the budget committee, I don't know how many years. I've been chairman for probably the past 15 or 18 years. I still enjoy it. And the big thing to remember is every member of the budget committee is a taxpayer. We look out for your dollars. We don't want to spend any more money than we have to spend. But there are certain commitments, union contracts, insurance, health insurance, that's really dragging us down financially. But we vote on the contracts, and the voters said, yeah, we'll give the employees the raise and also this particular health insurance benefit. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Jonathan Rutley, Budget Committee.
Good evening. I'm Jonathan Rutley, and I am also running for Budget Committee. I sort of got into this race wanting to be involved, and I compare myself maybe to a sports call-in show, a radio call-in show, where somebody has to say, long-time listener, first-time caller. This is my first foray into politics and running for an office, and I picked, after watching various committees in town, one that I thought would be interesting to me and might fit with some of my professional history as well. And also, I watched the Budget Committee over the last 2 years, in particular, go through the default process and the give and take that had to go. And they have great institutional knowledge with Mr. MacDonald and Mr. Black. So I'm new, I would listen to them. My background is I'm married to one of the most popular people in town, I think, the town librarian, Allison. We have 2 children. Both are currently in the stages of getting married, so we don't have any grandchildren. There's only so many jobs I can do around the house, golf balls I can hit, and things like that. I was an attorney, I still am an attorney. I'm an attorney in Massachusetts, so I can't give any advice up here as well. My career as an attorney was government related to a degree. I was a deputy district attorney in Norfolk County, Massachusetts for 12 years before I retired in 2010 and started my own practice. And then it became time to start easing out of that particular position. I've been on boards, child advocacy centers down in Massachusetts. I've been on the board of other nonprofits as well. I ran a budget of $9 million in the district attorney's office. That was part of my fiscal responsibilities. So I look on it as awe of the trust that people place in people when they elect them to these positions. I'm a responsible taxpayer as well. I don't like money wasted or unnecessarily expended on things. I watch it very carefully. You can talk to my family, they know me. I'm tight. And I think I have a skill through the budgeting skills that I learned on running an agency with $9 million, as well as my own practice that I'd like to offer to the town and see if my skill set matches up. And I'd obviously have some great mentors, because I'm a listener too. It's one of the things attorneys do well. They have to learn to listen. They have to learn to compromise. At times, you can't win all the time. And so I would like to ask for your support and vote. Give me a chance. See where we can go.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yep.
We have Bob Tuffer next. I'm going to bring the microphone over to here. You want to do that?
Thank you, Tim. Wonderful, wonderful. Hi, my name is Bob Tuffer, and I've been on the Budget Committee for 15 years. And over that 15 years, I always worked with very nice people. We always got along. We always worked well together. And we always tried to bring forward a good budget. I appreciate the budget the Select Board handed to us this year because it was very reasonable and it was easy for us to vote for. We also do a good job in analyzing the warrant articles to recommend or not recommend. That's required by state law. And I would appreciate if everybody votes for the budget. It really is bare bones. And I would appreciate if everybody votes for the warrant articles that were recommended by the Select Board and the Budget Committee. And with that, I yield back my time. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. We've heard from Michelle Hollett already. Is Sharon here tonight? Yes, there you are. Come on, I'm going to move you back out front.
Okay. Hello, my name is Sharon Morigliano, and I'm running for a 3-year term as a library trustee. I'm a 20-year resident of Wolfeboro. I'm originally from New Jersey, but spent many summers here at the lake. We were very fortunate in 2005 to be able to move to Wolfeboro. I have a teaching background from New Jersey, where I was a school teacher for many years. In 2005, I received my master's degree in library science from Rutgers University. This aided in my move to New Hampshire, where I was offered a job as a school librarian. There, I dealt with budgets, scheduling, I headed committees. I was part of hiring committees and technology integration. I retired in 2021 after 15 years. Last year, I was elected as a trustee for a 1-year term. I have been the treasurer, finance committee chair, member of the Policy and Procedure Committee, and the liaison to the Friends of the Library. Before this, I was an alternate trustee for 3 years. I love the library. I love all libraries, but I love this one too. It's a vibrant community center. If elected, I'll continue to support maintaining the library as a vital resource for the entire community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And then we have, didn't lose my place, Linda Wilburton. I didn't get my pen out until the second page, so I might call people again that aren't here, but I apologize. Go ahead, Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda Wilburton, and I've been a resident here for over 30 years. I'm running for Library Trustee Board. I've been on the board for several years, and in that time, I've seen the library grow from a crowded, busy place to the brighter, larger, more organized community center that it is today. We have a great staff who I hope to continue working alongside, helping meet the growing needs of our town educationally and socially, and help the staff and the other trustees write the next chapter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. More mingle time. This is good for you. Brody DeShays, he is running for the zoning board. Come on up. You can pull it up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Again, for the record, Brody DeShays. I'm running for Zoning Board of Adjustment. My wife, many of you know her, Grace DeShays, but mostly by her maiden name, Gracie Trites. Her parents owned the Trites Automotive, and her grandfather, Richie Kendall, and her grandmother, Nancy Kendall, they owned Weston Auto Body Shop. My father's a selectman in town. I just want to say I ran for office and was elected ever before he did. So he followed in my steps. I didn't follow in his. Just want to make that clear. But so Gracie and I, we've been married since September 28th of 2024, and we both grew up in Wolfeboro, attended Kingswood Regional High School. I'm a graduate of 2017. She's a graduate of 2018. We bought our house on Elm Street back in the spring of 2023. We have amazing neighbors and amazing residents in this town that we enjoy. Experience, I'm a former state representative for Carroll County 6th District. There are two people here tonight who are, no, they're running for the 7th District, but they're running for state rep. Good luck, it's crazy down there. I'm a former library trustee and library treasurer, where I chaired the Finance Committee and the Policies and Procedures Committee. I also chair the Governor Wentworth Regional School Board. I've served on every committee on the school board at some point. More recently, I've chaired the Finance Committee. We've proposed a budget that's below the default budget, 3.85% increase, and I'm on the Human Resources Committee, which just successfully negotiated a contract for their teachers union, avoiding having to go to mediation or any additional legal steps. So solved everything at the bargaining table, which was Herculean feat, required 10 rounds, but we got it done. For those of you that don't know, I do have a day job. I do have to pay my bills and my mortgage like the rest of you, and my property taxes. I work for the New Hampshire Municipal Association as a legislative advocate. I educate state policymakers on issues that impact municipalities and local governance, and advocate for municipalities' interests in Concord. I specialize in land use and zoning issues, and I'll definitely be using those to my professional expertise when I'm serving on the Zoning Board of Adjustments. I think I can do the rest of my thing in about a minute. So the ZBA does two main things: reviews requests for variances and approves or denies them based on whether the appeal meets the 5 criterion as established in state law, and reviews and approves or denies requests for special exceptions as dictated in local zoning ordinances approved by you, the legislative body, the voters of the municipality. I plan on doing both of these main key jobs on the zoning board justly, fairly, and objectively. Thank you, and you won't need to hear from me again tonight.
Thank you, Brody. And then Suzanne Ryan, also running for the zoning board.
Good evening, Suzanne Ryan. It's nice to see so many people attend tonight. I'm running for re-election to the Zoning Board of Adjustments. I've been known to be called a strict constructionist, and so I think the position of zoning board is a good place to put me. I have been a member of the zoning board for 4 or 5 terms. Got involved shortly after I moved to town in 2002. I'd like to think that with the changes that we've had over the years, that I can keep some continuity with the board. We've, as you know, most of you would know, we've lost our town planner, and then we had temporary planner, then we got a planner, then he left, and now we have no planner. So I did not feel this was the time to step back. I think that the years that I've been there, I can bring some good thoughts and management to the board. Also, I would like to mention that I have worked on 2 master plans, and they were the land use and future land use section. Land use is my fondness. I care very much for the town that I live in, and Northeast Wolfeboro. Ken, I would say East Wolfeboro. And by the way, I see conservation chairman sitting here, and they're doing a wonderful job up in Trask Mountain, taking care of the forest up there. So land use is where my heart is. And by the way, I'd like to say it really is. If none of you have ever volunteered for anything, you should, because it's really very rewarding, and I thank you all.
Thank you, Suzanne. Roger Murray, Planning Board.
Roger Murray. I'm running for the planning board, and I'm the only candidate for 2 openings, so I'm cautiously optimistic about my chances. But I did want to come tonight to let voters know something about me. I first came to Wolfeboro as a summer resident when I was 10 months old and came up every summer after that. When I graduated from college, I came up for the summer, and it got to be October, and it was just gorgeous. And I realized I wasn't leaving. I met my wife, Linda, here. As she stated, we raised our 3 children here. 3 of them are current residents, and we have grandchildren here. I got my start in planning and zoning as a member of the Wolfeboro Planning Board from 1973 to 1980. In 1980, I graduated from law school, passed the bar, and went to work for a local law office. After 2 years, I went out on my own, established my own practice with an emphasis in real estate, land use, planning, and conservation law. I spent time representing clients before planning boards, boards of adjustment, and select boards, both in Wolfeboro and in the surrounding towns. During that time, I also chaired, co-chaired, and served on multiple Wolfeboro master plan committees. In 2021, I closed my office and retired, and then in 2023, I decided to run for the planning board and was elected. I've enjoyed my 3 years on the planning board, and I would like to continue to put my expertise and knowledge to work for the town. I'd like to thank all of you for turning out tonight, as well as the people watching on television for coming out to learn something about your candidates, and I'd like to thank Wolfeboro Community TV for sponsoring this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. And that does bring up a good point. We need to have people apply to be candidates. You know, there's an extra position there that still needs to be filled. But thank you to all of our candidates who come out. Is Jillian here? Oh, Jillian, yes. Yeah, come on up. Jillian's running for the supervisor of the checklist position.
Hi.
Step right up to the mic, right up to it.
Jillian Luby. I'm running for supervisor of the checklist. I'm the only candidate running, but I wanted to come tonight just to share a little bit about myself. I've lived in Wolfeboro my whole life. My grandparents grew up here, my parents grew up here, and me and my siblings. We all attended Kingswood. One of my sisters went to Brewster. After graduating from Kingswood, I attended St. Joseph's College up in Maine, where I got my degree in exercise science. I came back to town, and now I work up at Huggins Hospital as a medical assistant, and I'm a volunteer ski patrol during the winter months. I'm running for this position to give back to my community and will ensure the voting lists are accurate for the town, school, state, and federal elections. Thank you.
Thank you, Jillian. So, is Ethan Young in the room? I received Ethan Young. Is he here tonight? Do you know? Anybody? Okay, that's all right. I had a note, and I apologize. It was somebody that may be seeking to run as a write-in candidate, so he's not eligible. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so we'll move back. We're gonna change that timer to 2 minutes. If we could, please. These are going to be your closing comments, and if you don't have anything to say, you can go ahead and pass on that. That's all right if you got it all out the first time around, or if you just want to get your face out there again, please come up to the microphone and say, thank you for supporting me. That's okay. And again, try to keep it to under 2 minutes. This one might be harder for you to do, but we do have a mute button. I don't have a shepherd's crook to pull anybody off, and you guys have been a great audience. Thank you. Doing great at keeping your comments and your applause and things. We're going to ask that you continue to do that for this next round. And I'll ask again, we're going to go back through the same order that we just did, just for continuity and because I didn't mark my paper. I didn't find my pen until halfway through here. So I'll apologize as I call names that we are not here. And Dale has already finished, but Bobbi Boudman, come up and give us your closing comments, please.
Again, Bobbi Boudman, I just want to say this is a representative republic, and I actually would wish this forum was you all asking me questions right now, because the only way I can make sure that I am representative of our community and doing a job for you is if you guys have a direct line to me. And I actually look out there, and I was sitting up here on this board, and I thought about 18 years ago when Linda Wilburton handed me 200 daffodil bulbs, and we planted them at the library and the Nick. And then I was going through Brody winning his races when he was at Kingswood and reading about it in the paper. And I realized how many people in this room, I have your phone numbers and you have mine. And we have a direct connection because we're community, because that is what this position is about. There are 400 representatives in that house, and we have one of the biggest houses, and that is specifically so you can have that direct connection. I've done forums. I've been out there. I've done 7 forums where you guys have direct access to ask me questions. I wish this was direct access. I hope you go. The other day I was at a forum at Ossipee Media. I hope you go online, look up Ossipee Media, look at what people, the questions they asked. I will also be in Tuftonboro on Friday night. That one's going to be an actual forum. Please come, ask the questions. You deserve to ask me questions. You need the answers from me. I'm also going to be at Tuftonboro Free Library on Saturday morning from 10 to 12. Show up, have some goodies, have some coffee, ask questions. This really is supposed to be a representative republic. I am here for you. I'm a community member. I've been a community member for 18 years, and I'm asking for your vote on March 10th. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobbi. Tom Bickford. You want to go up again? All right.
Well, as you guessed, my public speaking is not my strong point. But I wanted to say, give me a call. My number's on the school board website for the SAU. Send me an email. Love to hear from you. Love to dispel some of the things that are going around about the school board nowadays. And that's it. Unless somebody wants me to give like my entire family history or connections. No? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. And Dr. Manning didn't come tonight, right? I don't want to mess up on that. I didn't mark it. Brendan, I'm not going to try it. I can't get it right. My head wants to say something
Brendan
different.
G is fine.
We'll go with Brendan.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So I'm going to try not to take up 2 minutes, but anyway, I just wanted to say a few things. I'm a graduate of a very, very good public school down in Concord, Massachusetts. So I know what one looks like and feels like. And I know that that was right around the Jurassic period. Okay, I get that part. At the time, my grandfather happened to have been the chairman of the school board. Now, that doesn't qualify me for dog catcher. However, we used to have long conversations about how to treat people, how to negotiate, how not to compromise your values, but still meet the end goals. Okay, that's really important. And I think I bring that to the table. A couple of other reasons why I'm running. I have 2 girls, a 9-year-old and a 1-year-old. At some point, they might come to me and say, you know, Dad, I'd like to join the public school system. And I would like to turn to them and say, this is the public school system I want you to go to. So those are the kinds of things that, those are the reasons why I am running. Thank you.
Thank you, Brendan. Kirsten?
Kirsten Burke. Public speaking is also not my thing. I'm here for the kids, the teachers, and the community. And I can say that I am proud that my children are in our schools. I love our school district. I think that there's always room for improvement, but I'm here to work hard and to help it continue to improve. And also my number and email also on the school district website. Thanks.
Thank you, Kirsten. Dayna House was not here. Kaitlin Murphy was not here. So we're going to move back to the town offices. Pat Waterman, still celebrating a birthday. Randy Walker is not here. Catherine Dragonfly is on vacation. Linda Murray, come on up.
Linda Murray, and I'd like to finish my platform. I supported the Select Board search for a nonprofit to become the successor trustee of the Libby Museum. I support the petition warrant Article 25 to establish a 501c3 entity to fundraise to become the successor trustees of the Libby Museum if the charitable trust unit of the Attorney General's office and the probate court will approve it. I am dedicated to serving the people of Wolfeboro by listening to all sides of an issue, carefully evaluating projects, striving for accuracy. My approach is solution-oriented, accessible, respectful, experienced, and physically responsible. I believe in building consensus and working collaboratively to achieve the best outcome for our town. Please vote for me, Linda Murray, on March 10th.
Thank you, Linda. Dave Senecal.
Dave Senecal again. Most everybody has said when they've been here, when they moved here. I was coming here since 1950. I moved here in 1963 to live after graduating from the University of New Hampshire. I've worked for a lot of the local contractors over the years. I've worked for 3 different towns as the building inspector and code enforcement, as I mentioned earlier. So I have a pretty good background as far as the people that live here that I grew up with, not only in the summer, but after I moved here to live. So I think that I'm pretty qualified to continue being a selectman. So I look forward to your vote on March 10th. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Sebastian?
Okay, so what are my touchstones? Financial responsibility, accountability, integrity, transparency. Those are my touchstones. That's how I plan to operate when I get elected to the select board. Now you might wonder, what experience do I have to do this? Well, I told you what I did as by training. I was an engineer. What I didn't tell you is that I worked in industry for about 16, 18 years. After that, I started my own engineering consulting firm, and I ran that for 25 years, successfully, I might add. After I retired, I became president of Kingswood Golf Club. They were having some problems, financial problems. I was able to turn it around, and now they're a profitable organization. In addition, I'm also vice president, currently the vice president of the RLOA, which is Ridgewood Estates Land Owners Association. I've helped them out a bit. So that's what I want to do. I want to do that type of work as a selectman. For those places that need to be turned around, I want to turn them around. My big concern is, again, the escalation in taxes, not for me, but for many of the retirees in town who are stuck with a 2.7, 2.8% COLA and Social Security, and yet your taxes are going up 10, 12% a year. It's not sustainable. I don't want to see anybody have to move out of town because they can't afford the taxes, although some people have already told me they're considering it. And I'd like to see some young people be able to move into the town and be able to afford to live here. We've tried to hire people at Kingswood. They can't come here because they can't afford to live here. Anyways, I want to try to solve those kind of problems for you and for the town. I want the town to survive. I want the town to be a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian. And Lee Hessler, trustee of the trust funds. All right, so that's the last one that I missed. The rest we got. Tom Bell, Police Commission.
Thank you. I said I'd talk about some of the things that I've added to the Police Commission since participating, unsolicited as a matter of fact, but in 24 and 25, I took the initiative to advocate the voters not support the warrant article to disband the commission. I felt that it had been in place since 1960. It had a admirable reputation and had done good work up till this warrant article, and was happy to see that the voters performed well. Recommended to the PC to schedule the public portions of their meetings. They had been started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which really didn't give those that had responsibilities with children, parental care, work to attend, and the Police Commission did actually adopt that change. Suggested that there be greater transparency. I think many didn't really know what the Police Commission did, and we need to make sure that that's changed. In terms of opportunities, attracting and vetting and hiring good talent, I've been involved in 5 oral boards now where I helped interview, reporting back to the chief and captain in that regard, assessing and adjudicating any disciplinary action or terminations based on my extensive experience in that business. And finally, assisting the agency as it pursues the New Hampshire state accreditation, which is extremely beneficial to the town, given my chief compliance background with the companies that I've worked for. So I look forward to your support, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Tom. Richard Eaton? There he is. Oh, come to the microphone, please, because the people at home won't hear what you're saying. It's okay. You can just make it short if you want.
I was just saying I'm going to go ahead and pass to the next person. I had a hard time filling up the first 3 minutes. If I keep talking, I'm just going to have to make up stuff, so I don't want to do that. So I'll let the next candidate get up here and speak. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Brian Black, Budget Committee.
Just to add briefly to my comments earlier, I just want to point out, or I like to point out, particularly if you've been watching the Budget Committee meetings at all on community television, anytime I make a comment during a budget meeting or a question, I try to couch my comments based on, again, what the average voter might have in their head, what questions they might have, because I really do think that's where we need to focus our attention to advocate for the budget that we finally end up presenting. The average person might not be able to spend a lot of time analyzing all the dollars and cents, but I just like to feel that my questions or comments are based on what the average voter would have. So thank you.
Thank you, kind sir. John MacDonald.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I just want to make a couple of comments. Wolfeboro, the tax rate is now the lowest tax rate, the number 9th lowest tax rate in the state of New Hampshire. I believe Keene is either $32 or $34 per thousand, and we're at around $8.30. So I think it's just a credit to the selectmen, the county delegation, and also the school district that we've got the lower tax rate. One other thing is, what happens every year is someone will put an article in the local paper, and some of the information that they state is inaccurate, and we have no time to respond. So if you see something in the paper that goes, geez, that's not right, that doesn't make any sense, like if they compare us to Laconia or some town like that and make some statements, call up the town manager, call up one of the selectmen, call me up, or call anybody on the budget committee. Because again, we also pay taxes. And I'd like to ask you to support the budget. I think it's Article 2. And there's also a couple of articles on the fire services, our own ambulance service. That was studied. We had a committee. And I saw an article in today's Granite that said the current server is going to stay on for between 600 and 700,000. That's not true. That's inaccurate. So again, if you see a letter, give us a call, the selectman, town manager, myself, and we'll explain it to you, because there's a lot of misinformation out there that people sometimes believe, which is unfortunate. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Jonathan Rutley.
One thing I've learned being an attorney and being in public life a little bit is when you're offered the microphone, just take it, you speak. So I just wanted to reiterate that I'm here to serve you. I promise to do a diligent review of all the matters that come before us. Remember, I'm a taxpayer as well, that we have to do a balancing act sometimes. I've seen how the committee does that. I know I have more to learn. I'll be transparent with you. My information is out there, how to get a hold of me, through the town manager or the town board. You can do that as well. And I'm always interested in people's views in advance of any public participation. And again, this position requires collaboration not only among the budget committee members, but the other town boards, the selectmen, the planning board. All of it is a cohesive unit that has to talk to each other and make their arguments for or against things. And I will listen, and I will do the best of my ability to do the job that you elect me to do for this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Budget Committee. Bob Tuffer, do you want to speak again? He says thank you. Okay. Sharon, you want to say anything again? You're all set as well? Okay. Linda Wilburton, closing comments? All set, thank you. Brody, come on up, finish that. You're all set, okay. Suzanne Ryan, would you like to do closing comments? Okay. Roger Murray, I'm offering you a microphone.
My only comment is if anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer them once we get done with this part of the program.
And Jillian, would you like to finish up? You're all set. Well, I want to say thank you to all of you. I appreciate you coming out and your willingness to do this, even though we didn't have the question and answer time. Honestly, if we did with all of you that are here, and even if others had come, I would have had to have planned like a 6-hour session, and you guys wouldn't have wanted to do it. And we did invite those of you who are running uncontested, even for 2 seats in one case, because we want you, the people, to know who it is that you're voting for. And we appreciate that you are willing, many of you who are not contested, still willing to come. Show us who you are. Let us know. Let us, the people, know who it is that we're voting for, so that we can see you. That then when you become the TV star, because Wolfeboro TV does cover most of your meetings, you become the TV star. People will know who you are, and they would know who to contact when they have questions. So we'll wrap up for tonight. I'm going to say the thank you to everyone. I did to the candidates. Thank you. You can applaud for the candidates. Go ahead. I especially want to say thank you to our timekeepers. You guys did an excellent job making that work. So thank you, Tisha, Kayla, Phil, and Mary. You were excellent at that. And our board members that are here, staff members from the TV station that are here, thank you. A reminder that this is a Wolfeboro Community TV program. You can watch it online on the YouTube channel. There's a piece of paper down here. If you're interested in television at all or in what we do at Wolfeboro Community TV, please take, it's like a little survey. Take it, fill it out, give us your contact information, and we would love to reconnect with you. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, nonpartisan organization, and we appreciate your support, and we want to encourage each and every one of you to get out and vote on Tuesday, March 10th. Thank you, and have a good night. Thank you.